guys, it's Amber, and tonight I just wanted to jump on here to tell you guys about all my palettes that I've received so far from BoxyCharm. I've been with BoxyCharm for almost a year now. It'll be a year and a few weeks. And before BoxyCharm, before I started getting actual palettes, I was just buying little ifs and ands off of Amazon, like this thing. For those of you who don't know this brand, it's kind of just a random makeup brand floating around Amazon. But this thing is just a box. Ooh. A box of eyeshadows. And yeah, it kind of looks like kids' makeup, and I guess you could call it that too. There's lipsticks in there that I never touched, but this was my first like actual eyeshadow stuff before I started getting into better makeup, I suppose. But I keep it around because I just do. I'm a makeup hoarder, I admit it. But then I got subscribed to BoxyCharm and fell in absolute love. So the first palette I've had was from back in March, so almost a year ago, and this is when BoxyCharm did a collaboration with Pure Cosmetics, and they came out with this. You can tell I like that eyeshadow a lot. I don't have anything bad or anything really to say about this palette. There's a few colors that I haven't used yet, mainly because I'm scared to, like this really dark brown and this black over here, but it's a good palette. There's a little bit of a fallout, but other than that, it's just a good palette. I like it, but I haven't used it for a while because, like I said, I get BoxyCharm every month, and there's always something new to try. So, but this is a good palette. I will be keeping it around. If I ever need it, it'll be here. So yeah. Then the second one is also by Pure, but they didn't do a collaboration. They were just there, I guess. And this is just a Sculptor palette. It's a highlight and contour palette, and I do have a little bit of an issue with this, is because other than my ring light flushing me out, I'm actually pale as a ghost, and the contour didn't really suit my skin tone, and neither did the highlights. Most of the time I use the highlights on my eyes or a little bit on my cupid's bow, but other than that, I really didn't care for this, other than it smells like chocolate. So this one kind of just stays in my collection just in case I want to put it on my eyes or something like that, but it's not used for its intended purpose because I cannot use it for its intended purpose. So back in December, I was given, well, not given, but as a Christmas gift, so I guess I was given BoxyLuxe. So that was just like regular BoxyCharm and then 7 additional luxury items. And this is the one, this is something that came into it. It's by Wander Beauty. It's called Wander's Dusk to Dawn. It's a blush and highlight palette. And another thing I'm gonna say is I have very pale skin. None of these match my skin tone. This highlight is too dark. I really honestly haven't played with it other than swatching it, but I can already tell you that I'm not going to be able to do anything with these with their intended purpose. They'll probably just go on my eyeballs. So that's that. So it's just, like I said, I'm a makeup hoarder, so I'm not going to get rid of it. And then this one is, I think, my newest one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3, and I love the outer packaging, and there's a great mirror, but these are also neutral colors. In almost every palette I own, I have these exact colors, but it's good pigmentation. Another issue I had with it is that it doesn't come with any matte colors. It's just all shimmer. I don't have a problem with shimmer, but you need a transition color to work with shimmer. So it's a good palette, but I don't reach for this often. This next one, I'm sure you guys have all seen videos of people throwing this palette away. And the reason behind that is, I'm sure you guys already know, but I'm going to explain it a little bit anyway. The reason behind that is people were getting allergic reactions to some of the colors. I'm one of them. I had put the pink on my eyes the first time, and I was fine, and then I did it again for Halloween this past year. And the next day I woke up and I felt like someone punched me in the face. So I went to my bathroom and I looked at my eyes, and they were very red and irritated and swollen. So I did a little research on it just like everybody else did, and I found out that there was 3 colors in here, that there was stuff that in the eyeshadow that the FDA, I think, somebody didn't approve it. So below the website, like below the little warning, if you click down on Laura Lee's website, it says these were not intended for your eyes. Now, why would you put ingredients in an eyeshadow that wasn't intended for your eyes? I do believe it was this pink shade. this purple one, and it might have been this blue one. I'm not entirely sure. I know a bunch of people have just like had this allergic reaction or saw the videos, and there's videos all over YouTube about people just trashing this palette and throwing it in the trash. Once again, I'm a makeup hoarder. I'm not going to throw it away, but I honestly don't see myself using it at all. But it'll stay in my collection. The next palette is this, another thing with Pure Cosmetics. It's called Midnight Masquerade Face Palette. I really like this one, not because of the colors, because the colors are a little odd, but I like that they had a highlighter, bronzer, 2 blushes, and then 6 eyeshadows. But the highlight and the bronzer aren't my shade. The bronzer is very shimmery, and the blush and the 2 blushes definitely aren't my shade. So they would usually go on my eyes, and these, I really don't have anything great to say about them, mainly because this silver was the only one that didn't have extreme fallout and was like super pigmented. I didn't use these colors, they're a little too dark for me, not ready for that really, but it wasn't the greatest. I haven't used it since, honestly, I swatched it. I think I wore it once and it kind of just sits on my shelf. So that's three things from Pure already. I mean, Pure's a great brand, but I'm not into it. My other palette, this next palette is, I used it for a little bit, but I was honestly just excited for the outer packaging. It's adorable, honestly, but this is what the inside looked like. You can see which colors I used and which colors I didn't, mainly because they're honestly not really pigmented in my opinion, but I don't reach for this palette because they're more light, and I don't feel the need to use any of these, and I just honestly like it for the novelty purpose. I even kept a little box that's sitting up on my shelf. But, it's okay. This was made by ColourPop, and I've heard amazing things about ColourPop. I just like it because it's My Little Pony. So, yeah. My next palette is the Crown Pro palette. When I got this, I used it a lot. I still dabble in it sometimes, but not as much. There's not really anything bad to say about it. It's a good palette. Fallout, but that's to be expected, but I liked it. It was pigmented. And yeah, so that's that one. My next one is my Nightingale Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow palette. I really, really, really like this palette. Even though it's a neutral palette, they're all very pigmented. I haven't gotten much fallout from any of them. I really like this color. These are just transition shades or highlight shade, and then these 3 darker ones I really haven't dabbled in. But it's a very good palette. I like Pretty Vulgar's outer packaging. I like all of their stuff. It's all pretty cute. We got a blush from them, I think my second box, and it's super pink, but I like the outer packaging of it because it's just cute. We're actually getting a highlighter or a bronzer in this month's box, so I'm pretty excited for that. Hopefully it's my shade, but if not, it'll just sit in my drawer because the outer packaging of Pretty Vulgar's things are so adorable. My next palette is the Alamar Cosmetics palette. I got this back in the summer, and in my honesty, I like all of these colors except this one. This one, for some reason, I was having such a hard time with. It wouldn't blend out. It was blotchy. It just didn't suit me. But everything else, these shimmers were super creamy and super pigmented. It's an all-out good palette, especially for the summertime, and it just looks like summer. So it's pretty. I think I got it back in July's. I'm not entirely sure, but there's that one. This next one is the Ace Beauty palette. I really haven't honestly touched it. I swatched this one and this one. They're pigmented, but I don't know. It's just been sitting up there. I haven't had any use for it yet, but they're pigmented. I haven't put them on my eyes, so I can't really say how they wear, but they're cute. I'm not going to get rid of it. And then the very last palette that I have, it has to be by far one of my favorite palettes. I got this in Boxy Luxe as well, and it's the Violet Voss Pro eyeshadow, the Holy Grail palette. And this thing, I don't know if you guys have it or own it, but you should. It's amazing. I'm wearing it right now on my eyes, and they go. It's such a diverse palette. It's just great. I don't have any other word but great for it. There's almost little to no fallout on this palette. It blends beautifully. It's just great. So, if you guys haven't got your hands on this, if you guys don't have Boxy Luxe, I suggest you go and try to find it. It is a little pricey. I think on the Sephora website, it was like $42 at the time, and then they did a sale on it and they made it $35, but I do believe it's back up to $42. But it's definitely totally worth it. It has so many colors, you could do so many different looks on it, and it's just great to me. And all of them are pigmented and they blend great. But that is all of my palettes. I don't have that many, but I figured I would get on here and do this because I see a lot of other YouTubers doing it, and it seemed fun and just to add more content to my channel. So, thank you guys for watching. If you want to go ahead and follow me on Instagram, I will link that in the description, and I will see you guys the next time I make another video. Bye!